About UI actions. Today's topic is UI actions. So, what is UI action? Let me share the screen. So, these buttons, the submit, resolve, and when I give right click, and this context items, when we scroll complete down, usually for records that are existing, you can find related links, right? Like, let's see. That. So this hyperlinks, all these buttons, these are called as UI actions or radio buttons, but the proper name is given by ServiceNow as UI action. Like they add more like customizations or feasibility to the UI. Okay, so what is UI action? Let's see. What is UI action? And UI action in ServiceNow is a configurable element that allow users to perform specific action on a record within ServiceNow instance. UI action can appear as a button, link, context menu on form or on list. You can also apply this on list. So if you go to incident list, let me just duplicate this and redirect the link to list. They can be used to create records, update fields, run any scripts. You can create button for anything. See, this is a button again. This is a context menu. And when we just over here on these three lines, you will have this option. So everything, even you can add your buttons at the bottom. That is possible with UI actions. And there is an advantage of UI action. UI action is the only topic where you can call client script as well server side script in one single script. Yeah, I'm sorry, yes. So UI action in service now. Let's open the product documentation. UI action include buttons. See, previously to log into this now learning or community, we used to provide our credentials. What happened? But now everything is SSO. What is SSO? Single sign-on. That means with as I'm logged in into my account, based on that system login. See, service now October. It has given me the name of the ID, and I was logged in without providing additional credentials. UI action includes button, links, context menus on form and list. Configure UI action to make the UI more interactive, customizable, and specific to user activities. Administrator and user with UI action admin role can define a UI action. Okay, UI action controls a button on a form. Okay, a context menu on the form that appears when you open the form, context menu or right click the form header. These are all controlled by UI actions only, guys. A related link in a form, a button and a banner on the top of the list, at the bottom of the list. As I told you, right, we have a new button on the top, that is what they are talking. At the bottom also you can insert a context menu item on a list that appears when you open the list context menu or right click the list header, a menu item for the action choice, list at the bottom of the list, a related link at the bottom of a list. So you have a button here, see, right click from the context menu. This are all what we have discussed. Everything is possible to create it from UI actions. But we have a specific topic called GSFT in ServiceNow. Let me share my notes. One minute, let's. GS. Yeah, let me share the screen. So, GSFT, this is a method that we apply it on UI actions. It is to submit the form, runs clients and server-side code in single UI action. Whenever you have a need to write a server code as well as the client code, you will be using this particular GSFT method. And I'll explain the code. You need not to worry. So, but what if you want to have a UI action which have both server side call and a client side call? The method we use is a GSFT comes into picture. So it is used to submit the form. At the same time, it is used to run the server side code in the same UI action. Well, there is a sample script. You can use it for GSFT submit. And this GSFT submit looks like this, guys. So, firstly, I'll open the UI action. It will be easy. So from here also you can open the UI action. This is one way to open the UI actions. What is the other way? Just go to your left navigator, type UI action. Under system definition, you will find. Okay, just open it. See, sys underscore UI underscore action. You can create a new UI action from here or from the incident form itself. You will be redirected to this sys UI action form and you can create a new one. I'll just click on new. So you have to give a name of your button on what table you are going to call it. As we have called it from instance table, the table is auto-populated. Otherwise, you have to fill the table name. And order of execution and position it decides. And coming to action name, whenever you keep your button to server side, you have to provide the action name. Otherwise, it doesn't work. And coming to client, whenever you check the client, you have to make sure it is compatible with V2 and V3 views. Okay, V2 is enough as of now, but if you want to add it to UI 16 compatibility, you can also just enable this. Okay, overrides, like if you want to override any of the functionality that is already there, you can also select that button again. Coming to this, to pop up some messages and all, we use it. This is for setting up the conditions. Hint is nothing but like if we hover something, right? Text that appears when you hover over the UI action. So that is what hint here. On click. So whenever you write, you make it a client callable, on click is important. When it is server, action name is important. When it is client, on click is important. Here we will write our conditions. Okay, and this is the scripting part you have. You will add your own scripts. Okay, and apart from that, we have a workspaces. So though we are not using much, but we have a agent workspace, SOW workspace. See, so to make this buttons available, you have a section here, workspace from button, workspace from menu. You can enable this and write your own scripts. And you can also add a roles for your workspaces. This is purely for workspaces, guys. So just for information, I'm sharing you this information. Okay. It's good to know, right? Coming here, it is running on application scope global, and you want a form button like this, or a form contacts menu like this, or a form link, you can decide. And we have three different styles. This is a primary, that means it is blue in color, destructive will red in color, and styled will be like it doesn't have any color. We may have it somewhere, I'll show you. No problem, we'll create anyhow button, right? I'll show you at that time. And list banner button, list bottom button. Banner button means on the top, bottom button means at the bottom. List context menu, list choices, list link, list style again. You have a three different option. Form action, list action will have. Okay, so this is what you have here on the UI action form. Now, whenever you want to write your GSFT submit, you'll start it with a client script. So as I told you, on click you'll be providing some name, right? That comes as a function name here. And GSFT submit is a standard line again. You have to remember this. Uh, Firstly, we have to give null value and get the GForm element of the action name that we have defined for the server. Okay, GForm dot get form element, the action name, whatever you have defined in the script, that has to be given. And type of window is undefined. That means the type of window will be undefined, and you'll be calling a server side function here. Okay, so from here you can break your client script. The server logic begins. Okay, the above is a client logic. This is for bridge between it, and this is for adding your server code. Okay, so here we have a scenario. Alert caller, you want to check current date and time. GSFT submit current time they are giving, and now they are just setting the time. So you can try this example. We'll try one more example. We'll see at least 3-4 examples. You need not to worry. Okay, firstly, I'll open my instance form. There are some uh, frequent requirements that are asked by most of the clients. Either the clients are from Japan or Germany or from US. These are called as unstyled buttons. Okay, let's say my incident 714. I want to close it. Okay, what I have to do, I have to set the state to 7 and select some value here, close the case. Okay, as resolution information is mandatory, I have to do entire process and close the incident. But my manager says the client is asking to have a button here to close the incident. Whenever client clicks here, it has to automatically close the incident, populating some uh, information from on the resolution code and resolution rates. That's one of the requirements where I have created it for multiple clients. So let's see how we can create this. So firstly, we have to create a button. What should be the button name? As it has to be a close incident. Okay, and I'll give order as 50. And action name, I'm making it server callable, so I'll keep it action name as close incident. And I want a form button. I want it to be a destructive, so it displays some. And on the form banner button also I want to see, and it is primary. Let's keep it. You can do that. And see, the button should be visible. The for close state it is 7. That means in all other state except the close state, the button should be visible. That means current dot state. You can use this current object. Current is an object we have in ServiceNow, which is called on the server side. Mainly on the business rules and UI actions, we'll be using it. We also have another object which is previous, but it is not recommended to be used in UI actions. And to business rules also, you can use this. Okay, I'll be talking about current and previous, but for a moment, you can just understand that current means whatever the value that you are able to see on the form, the current value. Okay, so current dot state, that means whenever the state is 7, it doesn't display. So is not equal to 7. I'm just giving a condition here. Current dot state equal to 7. I want to close the case. Okay, what is the closure code and notes? Close code, close notes. Okay, current dot. For every current record, it has to be applied. That's the reason I'm using the object current. Okay, now I'm on 714. Maybe tomorrow I'll be working on some other incident form, right? To make it happen, to work dynamically for any of your incident form, you can use current close dot code. So you can use the backend name of your choices. Let's take another one. See, for duplicate, it is duplicate. For known error, it is known error. So I'll take duplicate. Just give the backend name. What is the backend name here? The one after this line, parallel line. Okay. Current dot close notes. So you can write something like today is 8 Jan 2020. Okay. And I can use current dot update here. And if you want, you can also use some info messages and all. Set the redirect URL. Direct URL to current form. If you want, just add info message. This is good. Yeah. Okay. The case is good. I'll just keep it simple. Okay. Save it. Oh, you can just refresh your form now. See, I can see my button. And let me first create the button. Create the record. Task action. Save it. You can see when I keep it in progress, it works. When I keep it on hold, it should be available. Okay, save it. Test. I keep it awaiting caller, so I have to fill this mandatory notes. Again, in resolved also it works. Okay, I'm closing it manually when I'm resolving it. Okay, if I close it, I just click here. See, the case is closed, and the information whatever I have set it from the button, it is updated, and I cannot see the button anymore on the phone because the case is closed. You can give us like an add error message. You keep it in front. Anything is fine. Again, you can take a new record. See, the button is available. Now, let's say it is in progress. Whatever the state it is, when you just click here, the engine gets closed. See, I didn't fill anything. Let me fill. Closed. Why it is asking me to fill. Save it. The button has disappeared, but it didn't copy my values. And close this one. I will not confuse you guys. I have to do some more validation for the purpose. From you, it is automatically working. Rajesh, save it. No, did I modify anything? The current dot state this, or let me remove this info message now. Okay, save it. It is asking me. Then close dot notes, close dot code was working fine. Just a minute. Configure UI action. Mhm. Whenever you're creating actions, make sure you are doing it in this pattern, like following underscores and all. So current dot state not equal to 7. No error. Whenever you redirect the URL to current form, it will be on the same form. And let's why I'm asked to select. Yes. So there could be some glitch, but now it is working fine again. Well, yeah. Yeah. Is it? But again, in progress, it is asking on one time and one behavior it is showing. Again from now. So there is some glitch. I'll see what it is. So now you got it right. Usually to close the incident or something, you can use the button like this pattern. I'll debug and help you out in tomorrow's class. And one more thing here, to restrict it. Usually they say only to the admins it should be available, the close button. Then you just come here and give gs.as role admin. Okay. So we already discussed this has roles. So you can use this validation simply by adding it on the conditions. See, only for admins you'll be able to see this button. Let's impersonate. Mostly Abdul might have ITL, not admin, I guess. Yes, we have ITL. So let's impersonate Abdul. So tomorrow, someone please remind me about this in progress. Why it is not functioning properly? I'll see. And now on the same incident form, let's reload it. You may think the clue button is, see, there is no button. Even if you change to different states, you'll never see the button because we have added this as role admin. Again, if you just go back and impersonate any other user with admin role, okay? So to do that, let's underscore list. Role is admin. You can see the users with that role. Roles, role, admin. So we have Vivan. Let's take Vivan user ID and impersonate. For him, it will be available again. This is also something they frequently ask requirement. It should only be available to these users with this rule. Again, I'm on an instant form. The state is closed. Again, it is working here. See, he was able to see, but the view of the incident is different. That's the reason we are able to see some other fields. See, it is closed, and whatever we have set it from the UI action that is being displayed. Now let's send impersonation. And there is some requirement every time, like to create a child incident from the parent instance. So how to do that? Incident dot do. So this is my form, and I have a caller Ajay. Unable to access the shared drive. Shared drive is okay. So the state is in progress, the channel is chat, and the assignment group is cab managers something. Okay, let's save it. So again, a child instant has to be created using the same details, like the caller should be same, category should be hardware, subcategory should be keyboards, channel, state, everything has to be copied, inherited from the parent. Okay, and for that, I just want to keep a button every time when someone click create child instant, it has to create. And where do we see? You'll have the child instant information here. Okay, that is how you can create a child instant. Otherwise, you have to click here, create a new one from there, or you have to edit the existing one and add it to here. If you want, I'll just click here. It takes you to the slash bucket, and you can add any of the instant as a child instant. So I'm adding this one as a child instant, for example. And to create a new one, just click on new. You have to fill all the details. It is Ajay, it is chat, it is in progress, it is some network cap managers, it is hardware, it is something else. Okay. So if you add attachment, yes or no. Okay. There is another function which I have written. So now if you see here, related records will have a parent information, parent incident. This is 724. 723 is a parent, and if you open the parent record from here, I can see the child instance 724. It is active false because the state is already closed. This is active true because the state is in progress. But instead of that, I need a button where end users just clicks create a child instance. It has to create it. Let's see how we can do that. Go to UI action. Just click on you. Give a name for the button. Create child instance. And we are doing it on instant table, so you have to select the table. Order you can give again. Action name. New child instant. Let's keep it. And I want it as a form button, even as a form link. And style will go with. Do you have any conditions and all you can specify here? If not, we'll write a script. So I'll take a new function, new incident. And we'll write a logic. So on the incident form, it has to be created, right? So you have to do live record xy equals to new live record. It has to run on the incident table xy dot short description. Firstly, I have to initialize the record. Initialize xy dot caller ID equals to current dot caller ID. That means what is there on your current record, it has to copy the same. Xy dot short description equals to current dot short description. Xy dot state, it should be current dot state. Xy dot channel type, which is contact type, it should be current dot contact type. Okay, xy dot category equals to current dot category. It will copy entire information from your this xy dot description also. Let's copy current dot description xy dot insert. set redirect URL to current. I'm just closing the function. And I forgot to define the parent. xy.parent in segment. It should be added with parent.syside. Format your script. Save it. See, create child instance. If you just click here, it has created a child instance unable to access the drive. You can also see everything is copied, created just now. If you click again, it will create one more instance. And we are on the same form just because I have given actions and redirect to current page. If you just comment it, that means it will not be executed. Say I have created one more instance. Just by click, it will create it, guys, now. Okay. You will be created, but you will be redirected to some other page. So just to avoid that confusion, we actually redirect the URL. Is it clear? Hello? Guys, you are bored or it is interesting? Anusha, Nabeen, Lakshmi. Hello?
Yes, Shreya.
Yes, sir.
It is interesting, right?
Yes, yes.
So you can create not only on this form, for any other form also you'll see this button. Okay, see. Let's take Krishna creating the initiate trial. There is some limitation of set, I guess. Unable to create a initiate trial. Okay, save it. Let's add something like phone, research in progress, assignment group as something, research database, save it. With these details only a new child instance will be created. You just click, and when you just open this child instance from here, it has to look same. Almost everything. We didn't give assignment group, so it doesn't copy. Category also I haven't updated here. See, only category I given, but not subcategory. If you want to add, try the subcategory. Current dot subcategory. XY dot assignment group. Current dot assignment group. See it. Let's add something. ITSM app dev. Save this record and create a child for this 729. There is no child. Create child instant. See? And if you open this, it will contain the subcategory and assignment group information too. See, subcategory, assignment, everything, and the parent information. Now, yes, we are able to check all this. I have another requirement where I have to close the child instant. Okay, like resolve or set your child instant state to close. So how we can achieve that? Let's see one example for that. Okay. UI action, system definitions. Now, I want to see the current time on the description. Let's see how we can achieve certain scenarios. Let's say current time. When we are doing it on incident form, you have to select the form. You have to give the action name, the current underscore time I'm giving it. I'll keep it like a form button, this time primary. Client also it has to be enabled. And here, let's give a on click. You have to give the function name. Run client script. I'll keep it simple. Function. You can just copy this name from here. Paste it. Let's alert. As I told you, it's a client side. You can use all your client side APIs here. Form is getting loaded. And today is campaign. I'm just giving this message. So GS submit. This is a standard thing which you have to remember. G form dot get element, get form element. And you have to provide the form element name, which is this. Without spaces, you have to copy it. And server code. In function. It should be the name. Current dot description. GS dot now will give you the current time every time, so you can use this simple one and just update it. That's it. Yes. Your instance form. The current time we have a button. Form dot description. Uh, 1 minute, guys. I'm just receiving. See, that is what I have given. Underscore suggestion. Firstly, the alert is also not same. Script. Okay, guys, I don't know what's wrong with this. I'll debug both, and tomorrow we'll work on this and ACLs. Okay, suppose that we'll start with our Glada Jackson business rules. Okay, thank you.